Thank you guys for 100 subscribers. And yes, I will get the meme compilation done, but I still have to work on it. I'm not done with it yet. So, while I'm working on that, I'm going to upload this video. And this video is me talking about my first ever video on my channel, the area ranking. And this is going to be a new series that I'm going to call Video Analysis, where I'm going to be analyzing my old videos and talking about my opinion, if my opinion's changed, reading some comments that will go along with what I'm talking about, and just some general stuff like that. As well as, well, definitely criticizing the video. And if you haven't seen the original video, make sure to watch it. I have it linked in the description below. It's also the first video on my channel, so if you sort the videos by oldest, you'll be able to find it pretty easily. But let's just get started on it. But first things first, let's just talk about the video in general. The video is good. I think it's really good for someone's first video on their channel. It's long though, but unlike the cutscenes video, it definitely deserved the length. There's 16 areas and it's 24 minutes. It's not like it's absurdly long, but it's definitely longer than my normal videos. The other thing, though, is that just some tiny mistakes that I made is not separating places like Star Hill and Star Shrine, but separating places like Toadwood Forest and Vim Factory, which is just not balanced at all, which obviously meant that Star Shrine got sent up to number 2. And just some of my opinion has definitely changed me talking about Partners in Time more. Let's start with number 16. It's Holli Jolli Village, and has my opinion changed on it? No, absolutely not. I still think it's easily the worst location in Partners in Time, and just see the original video on it. I don't like this area because of the tutorials. They make them so stupid and long, and it's horrible for someone that's played Partners in Time 6 times. And yeah, it definitely gets grating on you, especially if you want to replay the game and you think, oh, I don't want to go through those tutorials again. And yes, I really do hate these tutorials. It ruins characters like Toadsworth for me, and the Hammer Bros, which is just sad. As well as just stuff like the Holli Jolli Village not actually being big at all, there being no beans. Just stuff like that just makes the area just not good to go back to, nothing actually there. And there was a optional boss that was supposed to be there. Well, Toad did say that they went into the time hole and there was a monster. Why wasn't there a monster there? There definitely could have been a monster that was an optional boss, and it would actually make a purpose to go back to Holli Jolli Village. And that is actually a good idea, because there's not much side quests to do in this game. There really is only bean collecting, which really doesn't do much in this game. So I definitely agree that Holli Jolli Village is number 16. Number 15 is the Shroob Mothership. And I definitely agree with this one as well. Don't worry, I will start disagreeing with my opinion soon. But these two places are just garbage. Obviously, I said in the enemy ranking in the top 3 worst enemies that the Guardian Shroobs are just garbage. They both start with Gar, so it's pretty similar. As well as just, you can't come back here. I don't like that, especially because if you miss some beans, you'll never be able to come back. Which, yes, beans are renewable, but missing these are very annoying, especially because, even though, again, there's not a lot, but getting them back with the renewable minigame does take a while, so it's not great for me, especially because of the puzzle with the question mark, the flying question mark block that's invisible without light, which doesn't even make sense. There's just so much stuff wrong with this place, but the only thing is that it doesn't anger me, unlike the tutorials do, and that's why it's above the Shroob Mothership. No, that's why it's above Holli Jolli Village. As you can tell, these videos are not scripted at all. Number 14 is the Koopaseum, and this is where I start to disagree. I am now going to place this at number 12, so this is the first change in the list. I don't hate this place. I really don't think this place is bad. I think a lot of it is that even though I said a lot of bad things about it, there's so many good things to it as well. And the other thing about it that's also good is that it's short. It's so short that it doesn't even matter. Like, the puzzle that is really pitch black, it sucks. There's no enemies. That sucks. But all you could say to yourself is just that it's short. That's all there is to it. It's just a short place that has a good boss and a ball rolling mechanic that's admittedly pretty fun. But that's it. That's all this place is. It's not really great. It's not really memorable. It's there so you can get to the boss. Number 13 is Toadwood Forest. And here's another change. I am going to change number 13 for Toadwood Forest to number 11. I have the exact same opinion on the place. I just think that places are worse. The thing about it is, I agree with everything. I think the enemies are meh. I think that getting into Vim Factory was a little annoying because of the puzzle. But everything else is meh. Honestly, I agree with my opinion of Toadwood Forest for my original video. Exactly. I just think that the only thing that this place offers is that really annoying puzzle. And that's it. Vim Factory overshines it completely, and that's really it. Number 12 was Baby Bowser's Castle. And here's the first place I think is worse than I thought. This one is straight up going to number 14. And there's a decent amount of reasons why. First things first, the enemies are just, I don't really care about them. Kamek was kind of annoying with the tutorials. I don't care about Kamek in this game anymore. But the main thing that actually sinks it is the music. I don't like how this place sounds. It's just very annoying on the ears. And Toadwood Forest doesn't have great music. It's just something that I don't get annoyed from. Baby Bowser's Castle, I really don't like its music at all. And yeah, it's the main reason it's sunk. Nothing really else really adds to that. I guess there is the tutorial with the piggybacking, which is definitely annoying, but it's not huge. The music is super annoying, and that's the definite reason it goes to number 14. Number 11 is Peach's Castle. I don't really have an opinion changed on it, but I would move this up a spot. Not really because it increased, like in my opinion, just that I just think that a place is way worse than it is. And that really is like Toadwood Forest. That's honestly the same thing. I really like that you get to preview locations, which is definitely the main benefit for Peach's Castle, because you get to go into other time holes like Toad Town and Shroob Castle and just see what you're going to go into. I really like that. That's probably one of my favorite features of Peach's Castle. Number 10 is Yoshi's Island, and this is another one that I would move up. I would move this up to number 8. And the thing about it is, well, my opinion has increased on it a little bit, but not like huge. Has some good enemies. The location is just cool that you get to see Yoshi's Island. I obviously get to see Yub, my little thick Yoshi boy over here, and you just have all these really good features making it a good place. Now, obviously, I don't like Kamek as a boss, but I don't take bosses into consideration, as well as Yub's just terror that he causes on the town, and just in general for all of Yoshi's Island, is really cool, and it definitely boosts this place up for me. And that's the main thing that probably boosted it. It didn't really get a huge boost, and the other thing probably is just the thick Yoshi meme. Honestly, I really think that definitely boosted the place up. It's kind of a stupid reason to boost it up, but it's honestly true. Number 9 is Vim Factory, and this place is staying exactly where it is at number 9, and I think that Yoshi's Island is now better than Vim Factory, and I think the main reason why is because of the Vim Factory hammer tutorial crash. I run onto that 1 out of 2 times. That is not good at all. I think maybe not even 1 out of 2 times, maybe like 2 out of 3 times. And it's really annoying when that crash happens. My bad, not a crash, a soft lock, because normally when you save, you're saving right before you fight the lead Hammer Bros, which means you have to fight them again. That's not fun. I like the lead Hammer Bros' characters, and yes, they're easy, but restarting progress is not fun. That's really annoying. And that's definitely a reason why it sunk for me. But it definitely gained my opinion a little bit. Stuff like the Dr. Shroobs got really good, in my opinion. But again, there's the Toadwood Forest travel along puzzle, which is just so stupid. There's just that little things that I just don't like. Number 8 is Gritzy Desert. And here it is. This is the one that really messed up all the ranking because I put it at number 8. Now I'm literally dropping it all the way down to number 13. First things first, I don't like this place at all. The dry bones puzzle is really stupid because you have to separate from the babies and the bros, but that really messes with my head because I like grinding all the enemies out with both of them so all of them get the EXP. So it really messes with my head because of that. And also, the ball rolling mechanic is not used good at all here, especially because all it does is a race with a Monty Mole, which, fun fact, you don't actually have to do, but I did it anyway because I like doing it. But since you could skip it, that's kind of annoying. But the other thing about it is you get to use the cannon. That's really it. That's the only other thing about it. And it didn't do anything interesting where you had to use the cannon to break something. And, well, of course, there's a reason why the song was not on my top 10 soundtracks of all time. I don't care about this music at all. I don't think it's bad like Bowser's Castle, but I don't think it's good. I really don't care about it. Number 7 is the Thick Boy's Belly. And the Thick Boy's Belly is now going up to number 5. Yes, one reason is definitely because of the Thick Yoshi meme. It's definitely a reason it's higher. Another reason is because of all the drama with the Yoshis. I think that's a really good thing about it. Just the chain chomp balls are really cool. There's definitely some stuff I don't like about the place, but there's so many good things about it. The enemies are really cool. I really like the boss, which is something I really didn't expect. As in my boss ranking, I didn't expect it, but I still agree with that. As well as just, it's a good place. There really isn't much to say about it. The other thing about it, though, is, well, you get to meet Toadbert here. Which is weird that you meet him in his belly, but it's what's true. I don't know, it's weird. This place is really weird. I also like the atmosphere of it being a circus. I like where Yub gets really just full of pain when you drill into him, as you should, because that would hurt. There's just not much to say about this place, but I do actually like it a lot. Number 6 is Thwomp Volcano, and I put this place way too low. I personally would now place it at number 4. I really like this place. And I could go on with all the pros about this place, but the main thing I really gotta say is that there's no major negative, which is huge. That's huge! Especially because that's the reason why the top 5 are what they are. And that's the thing about it. Obviously, with Yub's Belly, I don't find anything wrong with it. With Thwomp Volcano, I don't find anything wrong with it. At this point, it's just what has more pros. And Thwomp Volcano has a lot of them. We got the music. We got all the abilities that you get to use. We got Professor Egad in the past, which is just so creative to see that. And obviously, having future Professor Egad actually help you without you actually telling him. Which is odd, but it makes sense. And, well, I really like it as a concept. Obviously, the enemies are really cool. And, yes, I don't like the boss, but it fits with the story, and it's really weird, and I like it for being that weird. And that's the thing about it. There's no bad thing about this place. Every single time I come here, I really do like it. And, obviously, the volcano erupts. Like, that's huge. Like, that's really good to actually include. I mean, there's just not much wrong with this place. I think I gotta stress that the most. There is nothing wrong with this place to me, and that's why it's this high. Number 5, it's Gritzy Caves, and I'm gonna drop it down to number 7. I think that I placed this too high because it had mini games. That's it. I think that's the main reason I put it at number 5. I still think it's a good place overall, but I do agree with my opinion here. I think that this place has some really good things about it, but the rest of it is meh. And including the mess stuff, we have the enemies, which are just, they're just copies. And just the aesthetic, it's boring. There's just so many things that are just meh about this place. But I love the mini games, and I love PD Piranha. Just kind of like Yube in Yoshi's Island. I just like that he's tormenting Gritzy Caves. And that's why I put it this high. I still really like the place. I just don't think that it deserves number 5. Number 4 is Thwomp Caverns, and I'm definitely putting it at number 3. I really like this place a ton. First things first, it has mini games. I really like the mini games. Secondly, it has the Thwomp constantly going down, and I really like that that's the objective, just to go as low as possible into the volcano as possible. That's a repetitive sentence. I don't care. And I like most of the enemies. I don't like one of them, and I think you guys know exactly which enemy that is. But I think a lot of it is just, I love the music, and I love going around this place. It has a very good atmosphere and music, which makes me really like the place. And I think that's why it's at number 3. Only that. And I think that you know a place that's coming up next that does that even better. Well, you guys knew this was coming. Number 3 is Toad Town, and of course, I want to put it higher. I want to put it at number 2. I'm not putting it number 1, but I'm putting it at number 2. I really love the music and atmosphere of this place, and it does probably one of the best things in this entire game, separating Baby Mario and Baby Luigi from Mario and Luigi. And holy crap, the enemies get way harder and more fun, especially if you don't use bros items. If you use bros items, then it's gonna be easy, duh. But if you don't, then it's really fun to fight these enemies. And that's the thing about it. I think them separating the bros and the babies and then using really hard enemies and really unique enemies really escalates and just sees how great these enemies actually are, because you're fighting so many. And you kind of know this because I put the Simon Says Shroob at number 1. And, well, I definitely still think that. There's no changing that. And again, the main reason is because of the atmosphere and the music. Absolutely are just amazing and easily the best thing about it. Number 2 is Star Hill and Star Shrine, and guess what? This is the new number 1. I love this place for so many reasons. And first things first, let's talk about the atmosphere. I really like outer space. And yes, you're not technically in outer space, but there's just so many stars to look at, and I love the ground. I love the enemies. I love most of the puzzles. There's just so many good things about this place. The Stargate is an amazing and funny character that causes some really funny moments with getting the Aurora block. Obviously, both bosses are really cool. I really like some of the enemies with the unique rubber glove things and the, I guess, planet piranhas. Those are really cool enemies, and I really like this place. There are just so many good things, and I can't point out a really bad thing about it. Because unlike the number 1 that I had before, is that even though it's long, it doesn't get dragged out. I really like that. And there's a unique puzzle to every single place you're in. That's the thing about it. There's also some really cool story stuff revealed. And yeah, if you like story, there's just everything that you want from a place in Star Hill and Star Shrine. And yes, it is a little flawed that they're together, but since I guess said that they were together, I'm going to rank it like they are, and it's number 1 because of it. Number 1 was Shroob Castle, and, well, I don't agree with this anymore. I actually would put Shroob Castle at number 6, so it's a huge drop. And the main reason for it is that I can actually find stuff wrong with this place, but the top 5 I actually couldn't. And that's a huge problem with it. And the main problem I have with this place is that it drags on so much. It's so long. And some of it isn't even needed to be long. Like the sewer part with the chain chomp was not necessary. 2 battles with the UFOs is not necessary. It's just, a lot of it is just built up for suspense for the final boss, which you didn't actually need it. And that's the huge problem I have with this place. I think it still is a very good place though, but it's not number 1, it's just number 6. Thank you guys for watching this video. The next video, well, you know exactly what video that's gonna be. Don't forget to subscribe to the Shroobs Don't Die, and I'll catch you in that video.